work hard. You have to have a real good team behind you, and you're not the only one here with a good team and you know, and talent. There's 12 guys here on factory machines, and they're all trying to do it as hard as you are.
In the competitive world of motorcycle racing, rarely does a team come together and have as much instant success as 1990 startup Vance and Hines Racing. Combining his performance know-how with manufacturing giant Yamaha, the team was instantly competitive while racing in both the 600 Supersport and Superbike classes. 1990 also saw the startup of a 15-year-old newcomer to the sport of road racing, Colin Edwards. 1 year later, the ex-motocross rider raced on his first sanctioned tour.
The first year, he just won everything inside. You know, he was beating the experts. And we went to the Nationals at the end of the year, and he, both AMA, CCS, and the Wearer finals, he captured like 13 titles at the end of the year.
After an incredibly successful first year, Colin was allowed a late-season 250 class race, and his second-place finish propelled him into the 1992 Professional 250 Tour. Now, most people thought that racing with the big boys would almost certainly slow him down, but Colin would have none of it. By year's end, he had won the Tour title and raised the eyebrows of most people involved in racing, including Vance and Hines. So much so that the Yamaha-backed team took a chance on the 18-year-old and saddled him up alongside veteran superstar Jamie James for the 93 season.
He's very just oozing with natural talent and has a great attitude towards what he's doing. He's serious but not intense, and thinks about what he's doing, listens to his mechanic and the people around him with the knowledge, and it's just very refreshing. It's going to be a real rewarding year, I think. Yeah, we're very happy and very pleased to have Colin Edwards with us. He brings to the team youth. We've got some maturity in the team, a lot of direction from both crew chief Jim Leonard and Jamie James and myself, who've all been involved in racing for many, many years. And so with his youth and in our direction, we feel that we'll have a very strong future as far as the Superbike effort goes.
In Jamie James, Colin has a real pro to look to in times of need. Jamie's experience, including the 1991 Superbike Tour title, will go a long way, that even he recognizes that experience isn't everything.
The older I get, I think the more reserved I am and the less big mistakes I make. But when you're riding 110% like you have to today to be competitive, you know, you can do the same thing 100 times around here, and all of a sudden, something goes wrong. You don't really know what, and you're picking yourself up off the ground, you know. So you have to also be able to deal with that, you know, psychologically, to be able to go back out and do the same thing, knowing that this could happen.
Because I'm 19 years old, determination plays a big role in my career. Because I think being 19, I can afford to have a little more determination than everybody else. You know, I don't have a wife or kids or anything like that. You know, this is just me, myself. You know, and that's all I got to look out for. So yeah, the determination is probably my biggest help.
The young guys have a good advantage too, because they haven't been in it for 10 years, and man, I made quite as many mistakes and been hurt. You know, they just haven't had time to, so they haven't fell off there as much. So, you know, they're riding pretty free.
Despite the assurances, motorcycle racing can be a very dangerous sport. And at this level, riders race on 150 horsepower superbikes, capable of hitting speeds of over 180 miles per hour. Throw into the equation blind turns, monster corkscrews, and some of the most competitive riders in the world, and you have yourself a formula for potential disaster.
everybody at this level knows that this is the way it is. If you're going to be in this game, you have to be able to take it. And you have to be able to get your head back in focus and ride again.
I once heard somebody say on a real popular race car driver say that the pleasure I get out of racing overcomes the fear, you know? And once the fear equals the pleasure or is higher than the pleasure, then that's time to get out.
Definitely would have loved to have been in his stage of the game at 19 years old. So there's no doubt about it that he has a great future. You know, I mean, he has a lot of time to develop, and he already has shown that he's going as fast as anybody here right now. So, you know, there's no doubt about it. He should have a good future ahead of him.
It definitely is an extremist sport, you know. You gotta want to go fast. You gotta want to be on the edge, you know, and that you definitely are, you know. And it's not for 5 seconds. It's not for 10 seconds. It's for, you know, it's 35 minutes of, you know, nothing but pure adrenaline.